Coming up, Tzu Chi joined hands with the temple to feed hungry flood survivors in Myanmar. We learned how the first solar power community in Taiwan is generating money by selling electricity to Taipower. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Helen Liao. Thank you for joining us. As parts of Myanmar have remained flooded since July, to continue their assistance for the victims cut off by the floods, Tzu Chi volunteers recently worked with the nuns from a local temple to provide meals for hungry residents.
Here in Myanmar, Tzu Chi volunteers have arrived at the Phapong Nunnery. Together, the volunteers and the nuns are preparing food for the victims of 5 different villages cut off by the floods. As boats are hard to come by, volunteers delivered the 700 meal boxes to the harbor for each village chief to later pass out to their hungry villagers. Meanwhile, inside the Catholic Church, volunteers and residents kneel together and pray for the safety of the nation and all those suffering. Here, Catholic hymns are sung, as well as Buddhist prayers.
When I got here, I was really surprised. The Tzu Chi Foundation is a Buddhist organization, yet they're here at this Catholic church. Tzu Chi's love really is boundless and crosses religious divides to provide love to all those in need.
They say the village was really far away from the city and that no one was going to come here to help. I couldn't bear it. Living in Yangon, I'm not affected by the flooding as much, but the residents here have been through so much difficulties. It's really 2 worlds.
Volunteers put aside their differences to help those less fortunate, and by uniting their prayers, everyone's heart is brought closer together.
To celebrate the 22nd anniversary at Tzu Chi Malaysia chapter in Penang, more than 200 staff members of Tzu Chi's 4 missions came together to perform in front of an audience that included Dharma masters from Hualien's Jingsi Abo. The performances represented how staff members and volunteers in Malaysia have worked to spread the seeds of love regardless of ethnic or religious differences.
Wearing traditional costumes, they represent Malaysia's 3 largest ethnic groups, Indians, Malays, and Chinese. Celebrating the 22nd anniversary of the Tzu Chi Malaysia chapter, staff members of Tzu Chi's medical mission performed sign language songs, and a dialysis patient came to express his gratitude at the Tzu Chi Dialysis Center in Penang.
There was a time when my family of 8 could only have soup for meals because of me. I felt bad they had to live like that.
For 22 years, Tzu Chi's 4 missions have flourished in Malaysia. Starting with 18 Tzu Chi volunteers, volunteers in Malaysia have now spread out to 14 states, where they continue to nurture love and compassion in all whom they meet.
I'm very touched to see how the staff members of Tzu Chi's missions came together and rehearsed in such a short period of time. This is not put together by money. It is put together through effort and the Master's teachings.
During the celebration, dialysis patients and their families performed a round of passionate drumming. Ahead of the celebration, all performers, including volunteers and Tzu Chis, practice hard. From morning till night, the participants seize every moment to practice.
唱这样的歌呢，这个要很投入，要很深入来去表露出我们的感情啊。
这个位置就是你们的位置。
Facing sudden rain, the participants continue to practice holding umbrellas. coming together to celebrate 22 years of Tzu Chi in Malaysia. The staff members and volunteers also show that they're ready to continue carrying out Tzu Chi's missions in the years ahead.
In Malaysia, Tzu Chi volunteers recently organized volunteer training seminars at the Jingsi Halls of Penang and Kuala Lumpur. The purpose of the seminars was to give newly recruited volunteers a chance to learn more about Tzu Chi, while also reminding certified Tzu Chi volunteers of their initial aspiration to join the organization. Although many of the volunteers had to overcome various challenges to attend the seminar, all of them were glad to be a part of the meaningful event. At the Jingsi Hall in Kuala Lumpur, volunteers from far and wide gathered to attend the volunteer training seminar. Although the seminar is conducted in Mandarin, an interpreter is on site to translate the Dharma into English for the non-Chinese trainees.
Not exactly we summarize and get it. Then going back time, in the car our muchis will explain, then we'll catch up more.
But at times we have to join the Mandarin class, so I have to learn. I have to learn Mandarin because I will understand better. I will understand better and I can commit more.
Despite the language barrier and cultural differences, the Indian volunteers are still determined to walk the Tzu Chi path.
Because Indian family, night we cannot be late, 10 o'clock while we cannot be outside. But I really put my effort, I make my family to understand what am I doing. I'm not in the wrong path, I'm in the Bodhisattva path. So I will do the best. So now I make my children, my husband understand. Today I'm in here means that is my family support and my friends support.
Another volunteer participating suffered retinal detachment twice over the past 2 months, while also having to cope with the loss of a child.
I'm here today because I want to get rid of my bad habits. I also want to learn how to deal with the impermanence of life with wisdom.
Despite being wheelchair-bound, Tzu Chi volunteer Zheng Geliang still signed up for the seminar because he and his wife know that the Kuala Lumpur Jingsi Hall offers a barrier-free environment.
I couldn't leave because I didn't have enough money in my transit pass. I had to wait until someone came to assist me, so we missed the bus. We were lost for a while. Thankfully, we still found our way here with the help of a GPS.
Sister Tzu told us that the Dharma is very important since we walk the Bodhisattva path. My husband and I have learned to think positively when an obstacle is in front of us.
Although still undergoing chemotherapy to treat lymphoma, Tzu Chi volunteer Guo Junyan was also present.
After today's lesson, we have learned ways to deal with obstacles while carrying out Tzu Chi's work in the community and to solve problems between volunteers.
By partaking in the seminar, trainees had the chance to renew their Bodhisattva vow to continue to walk steadfast on the Tzu Chi path. To raise funds for the construction at the Jingsi Hall in Myanmar, Malaysia, local Tzu Chi volunteers recently organized a charity sale to encourage members of the public to donate to the good cause. In our next report, we take a sneak peek behind the scene to see how volunteers prepare for this meaningful event. Every penny put towards building the Jingsi Hall in Myanmar did not come easy. Every day, Chen Huilan and her family count on 10 ringgits to get by. In order to donate 1,000 ringgits to support Tzu Chi, the Chen family has been living a frugal lifestyle.
Normally, I use 1 ringgit to purchase vegetables. If I don't have enough money, we'll eat okra that my husband planted outside of our house.
In 2002, Chen Huilan discovered that she'd had kidney problems and was in need of dialysis treatment. Just when Chen was worried about how to pay her medical bills, Tzu Chi reached out with a helping hand. To raise money for the construction at the Jingsi Hall in Muar, local Tzu Chi volunteers mobilized to spread the message at the charity sale. Besides promoting the fundraiser to passers-by, the volunteers also encourage shop owners to donate items to support the event.
I think everyone should contribute his or her share to support any cause that can benefit society.
By using their creativity, housewives have transformed yarn into beautiful handicrafts.
Everyone here got the chance to contribute to this meaningful cause while also having fun.
A volunteer makes a patchwork blanket using scratch fabric.
In a way, I think Tzu Chi is like a patchwork blanket, and people from all walks of life represent pieces of fabric. Together, everyone is united in doing good deeds.
Tzu Chi volunteers seize the chance before the start at the charity fair to pack and label each item, as they hope the upcoming event can be a success. We now focus on Taiwan's effort to tap into its abundance of sunlight as a source of renewable energy. The first major solar project was launched in 2012, and many residents in central and southern Taiwan participated by paying for solar panels to be installed on their roofs and then selling the generated electricity back to Taiwan Power Company. We now see how things are working out for the first solar power community in Taiwan.
Originally, the solar power was to be used by us only, so I wasn't interested. But then we negotiated and got Taipower to purchase the electricity, so I decided to install the system.
In 2002, Taiwan established its first solar power community in Kaohsiung. 26 of 64 homes here agreed to install solar panels, which cost them about $13,000 each. Though Kaohsiung City gave each of these homes $2,000 in subsidies, the major incentive is the 20-year contract with Taipower to purchase the generated electricity.
This is the inverter switch, and here is the inverter. Because direct current is generated, the inverter changes it to an alternate current, which then passes through Taipower's meter down below.
The number jumping on the meter means that the sun's power is being converted to electricity, and real benefit is revealed when Taipower's bill arrives. For June and July, Mr. Wu received over $300 from Taipower. Per the 2012 contract, each unit of electricity generated is sold back to Taipower at the price of about 30 cents. So Mr. Wu should be able to recover his investment in about 6 years.
Not only is the problem of overheating or roof leakage resolved, homeowners make about $130 per month. So many people are interested in installing the system. The earliest project was the millionth solar power roofs project, which aimed to generate 3 million kilowatts of electricity in 40 years.
According to the project, solar panels installed on roofs from 2010 to 2030 should be able to meet the electricity needs of 1 million families. The Kaohsiung government has also established laws regulating green buildings to help the central government expedite the development of solar power.
We have added new mandates. Take industrial buildings, for example. Any building larger than 1,000 square meters will be required to install solar panels, proportionate to its size. Also, any building with a high floor area ratio and even public buildings will be required to install a green roof or solar panels on their roof.
The districts affected by the 2014 Kaohsiung gas explosions will receive additional subsidies for complying to the new regulations. Lechun Elementary received the maximum $10,000 in subsidies from the city government for its solar power roof.
The system helps save the school about $1,000 in electric bill. And on weekends, which are 8 days a month, we can sell our electricity back to Taipower for another $300. So it really works wonderfully.
Regulations that govern additional builds on roofs have also been modified. As long as solar panels sit lower than 3 meters in height, no permit will be required. However, there are still other conditions to be considered.
If your home is blocked by other buildings around you, then this might not work for you, as without sunlight, the system cannot generate electricity. The sunlight actually hits the earth at an angle, so it is not hitting us directly. So we set the solar panels at an angle so that they may better take the sunlight directly, which increases their efficiency.
Scientists say solar panels can achieve maximum efficiency when they are raised up by 23 degrees while facing south. As the world focuses on the development of renewable energy, it remains to be seen whether Taiwan can properly use its abundance of sunlight to its advantage.
In the United States, New Orleans, Louisiana, the birthplace of jazz, is a place where youngsters go to live out their dreams. However, during the pursuit of one's musical dream, musicians are prone to illnesses such as arthritis, carpal tunnel syndromes, and much more, which affects their ability to work. Thankfully, in New Orleans, there's a non-profit musicians clinic where musicians can get treated for their injuries as well as get the financial support they needed.
Yes, indeed. 5 minutes after the hour, 7 o'clock in the a.m. here in the Crescent City, and you're locked into the one and only WWOZ 90.7 FM New Orleans. So another hot summer day here in New Orleans. All right, we're going to fade this one back in and then get the 7 o'clock hour rolling with one from Don Sabaski. Stay tuned.
My name is Catherine Lasperche. I'm the family nurse practitioner for the Musicians Clinic in New Orleans. The Musicians Clinic is a non-profit organization created by Bethany and Johan Bertman. They realized a lot of musicians were dying young of chronic diseases, so they decided to help out. We treat a lot of uninsured patients who have chronic diseases like diabetes, hypertension, depression.
This patient who played the guitar a lot get to the point where they may be beginning to get some arthritic changes in the fingers. So most of our injuries are related to their experience and their instruments that they play.
We have a lot of new patients now. Since Katrina, a lot of young people have been coming from everywhere.
New Orleans has definitely gotten a lot of exposure, but the pays in a lot of the clubs are still staying the same. A lot of people are moving here and taking gigs for smaller amounts. Sometimes we'll get patients that think they broke their finger and they can't play guitar. I can make a needs assessment, which would allow funding for that specific patient so that they can stay afloat. Because we never want somebody to go homeless because they're missing out on gigs.
But all our patients know each other. You know, they gig together. They come to the clinic together, bring each other to the clinic. I've had patients who maybe passed away, and then once they're gone, it's to see this big write-up in the Times-Picayune about them, and to really, know how big they really were, and I didn't realize. It's interesting. We've gone to see several of our patients play. So yeah, we do. We try to get out and see them play, and it's nice to see them recognize us out of uniform and just being regular people.
Growing up in a single-parent family with her mother severely ill, Chen Qiaozhu has had to be both a big sister and a mother for her younger brother for many years. Having just graduated from National University of Kaohsiung with a degree in creative design, Qiaozhu hopes she can eventually run her own design studio while still caring for her family.
These delicate silver bracelets and necklaces are handcrafted by Chen Qiaozhu.
I engrave leaf wings on one side and flowers on the back before welding the pieces together. Afterwards, I shape the pieces into butterfly wings.
With an interest in the creative arts, Qiaozhu majored in creative design in college. Since her parents are divorced and her mother has been hospitalized due to severe depression, Qiaozhu has been left to take care of her brother.
She has to take care of her brother and mother. I'm amazed at her work despite her hardships and lack of resources.
For Qiaozhu, her family situation has not stopped her from pursuing her dreams.
You must continue pursuing your dreams. You must say, I can overcome any difficulties and realize my dreams. Then you will succeed. Have confidence in yourself.
For the past few years, Tzu Chi volunteers have been supporting Qiaozhu like a mother would. In the photos taken by Qiaozhu, the images of janitors, foreign caretakers, and paddlers are captured.
We have gotten used to having these people around us and often don't notice them, but it is because of them that our lives are better.
With gratitude for all those around her, Qiaozhu hopes she can run her own studio one day while still caring for her mother and brother. Keeping the family together while pursuing her passion for creative design is the goal that keeps Qiaozhu going strong.
In Taiwan's Taichung, 53-year-old single mother Wu Xiaozhu and a couple of women joined hands to make 500 steam buns every day to raise money on behalf of those suffering from dementia. The profit collected will later be used to build a safe haven and to organize a concert on behalf of dementia sufferers. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.